According to number 6, the bill for a new Inquiries Act is an almost identical carbon copy of the UK Inquiries Act, with changes only as necessary for the local Gibraltar constitutional context. It highlights that the UK Act contains the same provisions over the ending of inquiries. The new Gibraltar law would grant the government the power to suspend an inquiry for as long as is deemed necessary to complete any other investigation or civil or criminal proceedings. It also allows the government to end an inquiry before it has fulfilled its terms of reference. In both cases, the government would have to set out its reasons, consult the chairperson, and lay a notice before Parliament. Existing local legislation is silent on ending inquiries. The new bill also codifies existing powers and practices. In response to GBC questions, the government says it's making these changes now to ensure all current and future inquiries benefit from a more modern piece of legislation. A spokesperson said number 6 has no intention of stopping the inquiry into the early retirement of former Police Commissioner Ian McGrail. The Chronicle reports that the government intends to proceed with the bill at next week's session of Parliament, meaning that it would be in effect by the time of the main hearing in the McGrail Inquiry. The newspaper quotes a number 6 spokesperson as saying the government did not consider it appropriate to consult with the McGrail Inquiry chairman, as the change to the law is not specific to this inquiry. For his part, the former Commissioner of Police, Ian McGrail, says he's concerned by the timing of what he calls a radical overhaul of the legislation just 4 weeks before the main hearing is set to start. He draws attention to the role of the Chief Minister in the inquiry. Fabian Picardo is a core participant. Mr McGrail says he would strongly contest any attempts to prevent the inquiry from proceeding by the use of new statutory powers. He likens this to the power to terminate legal proceedings by a noli prosequi, which he says has already been used in relation to a related police investigation. Mr McGrail highlights a recent ruling by the inquiry's chairman, Sir Peter Openshaw, that he will investigate the circumstances under which witness statements came to be made. The chairman had been asked to rule on whether the inquiry should investigate allegations that incentives were offered in exchange for evidence. Mr McGrail says Gibraltar's reputation as a democratic jurisdiction requires that the inquiry should proceed without any interference or hindrance, without the risk of the government using the powers which he says it wants to bestow upon itself to suspend or terminate the inquiry.